Alrighty, we're back, part 2. Share, like, subscribe, comment. So yeah, we had the paint gun kind of blow the lid off of it. Covered the camera girl way more than it covered me. She actually got some in her eye, but she did not stop filming as much as it was burning her eyeball. I got some on my glass. I was lucky I was wearing my glasses. As you can see, I got it, you know, I got it all over my arm. It's a little sticky. I'll wash it off later. So when I dumped what was left, I wasted about, I had 8 ounces in the gun, and I got through about 50% of it, and that was at a 2% mix, meaning 10 drops per ounce. I had 8 ounces, so 80 drops of hardener, and I dumped it into this cup. It is still like that. Almost burns my hand. We're gonna put the thermal gun on it. About 10 minutes ago, it was at about 150 degrees. It's hot. I wish my viewers could touch it, because if you felt how hot that was, oh, there we go, we hit 100. But if you could feel how hot that is, the thermal reaction that takes place in these chemicals, you can actually make this stuff, if you overcook it, you can actually make it burst into flames. Now, of course, that being said, when you're spraying it on in light coats, the thermal reaction is still there, just not quite like that, because that is in a smaller space and there is more of it. Now, we didn't finish. I got the gun all cleaned out. Surprisingly, it wasn't that bad. I blew most of the gel that had gelled out with the airline, cleaned it out with some acetone, and we're ready to carry on and spray some more of this. I'm gonna mix it up. So basically, I've got my calculations all here. We're going for 1% this time. I cut it back instead of 2%. I'm only gonna do 4 ounces of gel coat. Yeah, it doesn't look like much hardener. Always makes me wonder, but you know, that was like the last batch. I was like, oh, I just want to pick this up, and I want to squeeze some more hardener in there, because it just doesn't seem like enough. But it is enough. It was actually more than enough. So we're going to stir this up. Rule of thumb with any type of resins, gel coats, stir from the bottom to the top. You want to get it all mixed up. Scrape the edges. We're just going to stir the crap out of this for, you know, roughly 60 seconds, because as soon as you add your hardener, you know, time starts ticking. And we don't want to have the same thing happen as what already happened. I hate wasting product. I wasted about 4 ounces of the gel coat. But you also don't want to undermix. If you undermix, then you might have to wait days for your gel coat to harden, and we certainly don't want that. We want to possibly 4 or 5 hours from now, maybe start doing a layup with the actual cloth and fiberglass on this. It would be nice. It'll be a long night if we do decide to go down that road. It is a Friday night. You know, most Friday nights people want to sit back, relax, you know, drink some beers, smoke some cigarettes, smoke whatever. But, you know, sometimes we're not like that. Sometimes we just like to, keep the show going. And I hope that's the case. Whoop. Don't spill it out of the cup. Well, I think I've stirred it long enough. I think I'm going to dump it in the cup. And we'll finish spraying this. We'll see where it takes us. I almost think that the 8 ounces I had mixed up last time would have given me almost 2 full coats. And yes, with the gel coat, you can get away with spraying a coat after a coat. Just because the stuff hangs so nice, it's so thick. The worst thing you want to happen, especially if you're using a gun like this is just a spray gun with a number 2. What I would use for priming, most cases, high build primers. It's got a number 2 tip. Gel coat is in the gun. We'll fire up the exhaust fan. I'll put on my mask. I'm going to talk about this mask when I'm done spraying. We're golden. Let's do it. We're just going to keep spraying until I run out of gel coat, then we'll clean up the gut. basically that's what we want. We want the gun to run out. It's empty. Or almost empty. It's so thick. Keeps running down the sides. So basically we got a couple of good coats on there, gel coat. Now I'm going to wash out the gun. What I was talking about, I want everybody to know about, is the mask. The mask cartridges on my mask, I'd like people to know, you know, some people buy these and they use them over and over and over and over and over for years. For years. They just hang it. They just hang it up, you know, and you know, when they need it, they use it. But read the literature that comes with the cartridges. The cartridges are only good for about 16 hours of airflow. Every time you use them, when you're done with them, you should put them in a Ziploc baggie, because when the mask and cartridges are just sitting out in the air like this, material is still moving through them. They're just an activated charcoal type cartridge. They're cheap. It's wise to replace them all the time. So, I'm not going to bore you. I just wanted everybody to know that. You know, I see people using these over and over and over. About 14 to 16 hours, these cartridges are garbage. They're not doing nothing for you anymore. So, they're cheap. Replace your cartridges. Keep them in a Ziploc baggie when they're not in use. You'd be better off if you get the little cotton filter that goes in here, so you're not getting a whole bunch of buildup of whether it be paint overspray or, you know, what I'm doing right here, right now. Just something I wanted to put out there. I got the acetone in the gun. I'm thinking the 1% worked fine. It's going to take probably a couple extra hours to harden. But you know what? We didn't blow up the paint gun trying to clean it out this time. Clean up on this time should be fairly easy. It has not even started to gel yet. So we'll give it its time to harden up. And I'm going to bore you with me cleaning my gun. You already kind of got to see me do that. I didn't go in, I had to take it all apart, scrape out the jello and blow it out there and crap. Actually cleaned up easier than I thought. Sometimes if it goes too hard, you pretty much, you lose the gun. Now you could take drill bits and stuff and little chippers and pickers, and you could pick it all out and probably get it back to what it was. But much nicer when you can just get some acetone in there, get it moving around. It solidifies the gel coat, gives you a little extra time working to clean out, you know, the paint gun. I'm still going to take it all apart, still going to clean it out really good for, you know, the next time I need it. Like I say, I got a number 2 tip needle, which is for basically high build primers. Seems to be working good. It was not sputtering tonight. It was spraying the gel coat on beautifully. Now I don't know if that's the difference between the new can of gel coat I got and the old can I got. Maybe the old can I had I don't know, maybe it had some more bigger chunkies in it or something. But so you got to see us do the spray up of the gel coat for this. Now, we're not really too sure how we're going to get the glass in these little tight cavities, but one thing I do know is that most of you viewers will be along for the ride. And I got something else coming up. I'm going to make some roller tooling on the lathe at a 1/2-inch aluminum bar stock, so we can make some little rollers to squeeze out all the little air bubbles instead of us sitting there dabbing with a brush for hours and hours and hours. The rollers just look like they work a little quicker. But I hope we come back. It might be a late video, you know, could be 11 o'clock, could be midnight, but I hope you come along for the ride. You know, do the shit you have to do, you know, like, subscribe, you know the routine. I'm not gonna say. Until our next video, Sharp Customs, we're out. Later.